What's going on, guys? It's GZ. Welcome to my channel. So Diablo Immortal has been out for 3 years, and in that span of time the list of 5-star gems has just expanded, and there are so many good and bad options out there inside the game. And in this video I will be sharing my personal opinion with you guys, and also I am going to emphasize on one factor here, that is which the gem which I am going to actually suggest are going to give you 100% freedom, because I don't want to suggest a certain gem to anyone out there which would work only with certain build style, essences or set items, because 5-star gem is a huge thing even for mid spender and high spender apart from free to play. So before you start investing into it, you have to think that how much of a freedom this gem actually gives to you. If in future you want to swap your playstyle or change into a different class, would that gem still be a viable or not? So I am going to keep all these factors in mind and suggest according to that all the 5-star gems. So let's get into it. So what gems do we have here? So we have Phoenix Ashes here, which grants you a shield and also saves you from dying. Overall, this is a okay gem. Most likely is good for a really high resonance wheel, because if you are a free to play and or mid spender, then even though if this gem is going to save you from dying, but consider yourself fighting someone way stronger against you, then this gem is still not going to save you. The reason is, even after the cheat triggers, it is only going to save you with its shield, which is going to be 450% or higher. And if someone who is attacking you is real or really strong, they can destroy that shield quite easily. And also the shield itself gets strived in PvP. For that person, for that reason alone, I would not advise this gem anymore, because it is only good for high reso play in my opinion. Also on top of that, this gem will make you sacrifice a lot of damage output, because it is not a damage gem. So for free to play or mid spender, it is not a really good choice. Then Chip of Stone Flesh is a legacy gem now. It only works with total loss of control, meaning it will take away the freedom from you, and you will have to trigger it with a certain builds and essences. Otherwise all you will be getting from this gem is resonance. So I will not suggest this unless you have a lot of options out there and you use this for your loss of control build setup. Other than that, you just replace this gem with something else. Also, you cannot find this gem anymore unless you select it with the legendary quest. So definitely I will not suggest this. Holler Call, you have zero control over its proc, and it only trigger once every 20 seconds, and the direction is going to pick against the target is random, and it also runs towards the target, meaning if it's a it's a PvP player, they can avoid it. So don't use this, only use it for gem resonance. Seeping Bile is still good, but only if you have a really high potency. There are other options available like Viper Bite and Everlasting Torment, which would cost you less if you want to try out dot setup. And also Rolling Consequence has fire effect, so I wouldn't advise this one unless you only use this as an option, because overall this gem is okay after once developer removed the mechanic from this, is which was that when you were trying to use bandage, Seeping Bile used to prevent that, but it doesn't do that anymore. And for that reason I will say this gem is just alright now, good for high potency players, but pretty much that's it. Then Blessed of the Worthy is quite controversial gem because they change its description later on, and also you cannot control its trigger when you take damage. So overall, I will not suggest this gem at all. Bloodstock Jade is quite good for free-to-play players as well. If you're lucky and can upgrade it to rank 4, that is amazing, but definitely a really good choice out there. You cannot go wrong with this one. It also gives you movement speed, which is actually quite nice. Then we have Echoing Shade. This is a summon gem, meaning if you are using Shepherd set item, you can get some critical chance from it. I think also it only uses your primary attack, so overall this gem is not that great for PvP or PvE anymore, but if you already have upgraded a lot, then maybe you can still use it. But this is not a defensive gem or a offensive gem. This is just summons, and pretty much that is it. Won't help you in any way. And then we have a Bottle Hope. It is a damage multiplier gem and also a buff gem, so definitely a solid gem. Also, if you upgrade it a lot, then it will help you reduce cooldown on your skills. And apart from damage increase, it also gives you movement speed with your damage, which is nice. And the more you upgrade, the more cooldown you get. So overall, this is a really solid gem, and I am using this for more than 2 years now, so no regrets there. This is still a S-class solid gem. Zwensen Haunting is a legacy gem now. The only reason why it's good is because if you want to use it for gem resonance, that's about it, but it triggers after defeating an enemy, so quite useless. Frozen Heart is somewhat still alright. It's a B rank gem, but if you are a high reserve player, then it can be better for you with high potency, because its effect, chilling frigid or something, it slows down the movement speed of other players in PvP and the attack speed as well, if I am not mistaken. So overall, this is a okay gem, but then again, for whales, concentrated will would require you to have dashes, and for that purpose I will not advise that, because if you're not using the dash setup builds, then this gem is quite useless. I have a 5 out of 5 star quality of Hellfire Fragment, but this gem is just bad. It is not that awesome, so there is nothing much there to say. Gloomcask is best for Demon Hunter with Strafe and someone who use a primary with 100% attack speed. But if you're not able to use 100% attack speed and you're not a Demon Hunter, then this gem damage output is going to be really bad for you, so I wouldn't suggest that unless you can get close to 100% attack speed with your primary. Otherwise, just avoid using this, but this is quite a good gem for Demon Hunter. Starfire Shard is purely for PvP. It triggers once every 20 seconds, but you cannot control it trigger, so when you're doing PvE, it could trigger on some trash enemies, and yeah, the impact is not going to be great there. But for PvP purposes, it's quite good. But even though if you avoid using this, that is 100% fine. And Spiteful Blood, if you want to use this as auxiliary, quite a good option there. I am using this as auxiliary in PvP, so definitely try it out. You might like it, but if you're a free to play or mid spender, I would not advise it. But all the whales out there, or most whales out there who wants to feel more tankier, actually does use this one. It does give you shield and some protection from primary, which is nice in my opinion. Void Spark works quite nicely with Viper Bite. If you synergize this with Viper Bite and also use the Banquet of Ice set, then you can trigger critical chance quite easily for Banquet of Ice. Overall, it is not a damage gem, but yeah, it is okay. I did had this on ranked 6, but I recently switched this to Colossus engine, which is much stronger. So overall, this is a okay gem, but not great in PvP or PvE. But yeah, overall for farming, it is quite nice. More of the deep players can easily avoid this if they have dashes, but overall it is quite nice. I have a mixed feeling about it, but if you don't use this for PvP or PvE, you will still be fine. Rolling consequence, just go use it. If you have the gem, there is nothing else needs to be said, because it will amplify your damage output, and I mean damage output with the crit hit, which is really good. Health of many realms require you to spam skills, so for that reason I would not advise this. Also, it will choose target randomly, so not that great. Stormbolt is amazing for wizards and maybe for crusader as well, because this is a complete AoE gem, and in PvP it does a lot, and also it's a wind effect, meaning you can create firestorm if I am not mistaken. So Stormbolt is really strong for PvP and overall for PvE as well. Wolf Horde is a better and safer choice instead of Gloomcask in my opinion. So yeah, if you have this gem, this is really good, and you can trigger this with your primary summons and skills attacks as well. So yeah, this gem is really solid. Golden Firmament is just fine. I tried to use it, but I didn't like it because it chooses target randomly, and you cannot do that by yourself, so I would not advise that. And finally, the newest gem, Colossus engine, really solid gem for skill damage. If you are someone who uses a lot of skills and skill damage, then this gem is super strong for anyone at any class. In my opinion, for my demon hunter, is just amazing. So there goes a quick overview of these gems. Do let me know what are your thoughts and what gems you guys are using. I would love to hear about it. And this is pretty much it for now, but you have any thoughts, do let me know and share them in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care, have fun, and bye guys.